Our rubbish is a resource, especially when we sort it out properly by putting plastic bottles, tins, aluminium cans, glass, paper and card into the correct recycling containers. But do you know what happens to your recycling after it's collected? Let's find out. MRF stands for Materials Recovery Facility, and it's amongst all these conveyors and machines that your glass, cans and plastic bottles get well and truly sorted. All the mixed recycling which has been collected from your home is delivered by lorries to the MRF. Large lorries come from further afield where the recycling has already been built up, and smaller lorries come straight from houses nearby. Sometimes, however, strange items do turn up that shouldn't be here because someone has put the wrong thing into their recycling bin. All the recycling travels along a conveyor to the first separation stage. A magnet above the conveyor attracts the steel cans. The magnet lifts up the cans and they're flicked into a container ready to be sent off for recycling. Did you know your old steel cans can be made into new steel cans or become part of a car? Super fact number 1. Over 2.5 billion steel cans are recycled in the UK each year. With the steel removed, the rest of the recycling moves along the conveyors to the second stage. It drops onto what's called a breaker screen. The metal blades break and crush the glass items. The shattered pieces fall through while the other recyclables travel on to the next stage. The glass is then taken to a trommel, which sieves it into small and large fractions. The large fraction goes into a glass cleanup to have some of its contaminants, such as labels and lids, removed. Finally, both fractions are transferred to separate storage areas. Did you know that the glass you recycle today ends up in new glass bottles and jars, as well as being used in the construction industry? It can even end up insulating your house. Super fact number 2. When making new glass, for every tonne of waste glass that's recycled, 315 kilograms of carbon dioxide is saved from being released into the atmosphere. Removing aluminium cans and foil is the third stage, and some clever technology is required. It looks like magic because the cans and foil are jumping across the first chute and into the second. But it's not magic, just science. The aluminium cans and foil are being removed using an eddy current. It works on the opposite principle to a magnet and repels the aluminium so it can pass down a separate chute. The cans and foil then go into the condenser, which squashes them all together. Each block in the bundle is called a biscuit and weighs around 5 kilograms. Did you know your old aluminium cans can be made into new aluminium cans, or become part of a fridge, or even a plane? Super fact number 3. More than 75% of all the aluminium ever produced is still in use, and 1 tonne of recycled aluminium saves 9 tonnes of greenhouse gases from being released into the atmosphere. The final items left on the conveyor line are all plastic. This material is more complicated to sort because there are so many different types. At the MRF, the machines concentrate on sorting two types. The first is PET, which means polyethylene terephthalate. And the second is HDPE, which stands for high density polyethylene. Phew! The MRF has not one, but two magic machines to tell which is which. They're called Aladdin 1 and Aladdin 2, and they look through the plastic with lasers. They're able to detect what type of plastic each bottle is and then direct it to the correct conveyor. It's then taken on its final journey across the MRF. Plastic can take up a great amount of space, so to increase storage capacity, it's flattened and then baled. And just like the other materials that come here, it will all go to be recycled to make new products. Did you know your plastic bottles can be recycled into new plastic bottles, pipes, and even watering cans? Super fact number 4. We use 15 million plastic bottles every day. By recycling just one, we can save the same amount of energy needed to power a 60-watt light bulb for 6 hours. At the MRF, we also have one of our 7 paper and card stations. The paper and card is already separated by you at your house. We bulk it up and send it to be made into new paper and card products. Did you know your paper and card can be recycled back into newsprint or packaging cardboard, like that used for cereal boxes? Now we know what happens at the MRF. You can see that it's a brilliant way to manage the waste that we all create. The MRF. Great technology working for a better environment.